The following program deals with a controversial
subject.
The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
the top talents in the comic book business are here to tell everything they know.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another Tuesday night, another Industry of Comics episode 92 of the Industry of Comics show.
Ooh, 92.
Dennis is on location in beautiful Arizona. You come
And
out.
this is more of an FU to all my homies back in Michigan who are in 5 degrees snowy weather, and I'm at 75 degrees poolside, palm trees, short sleeve shirt. I'm wearing shorts. Oh, and I'll be eating this fresh off the tree orange tonight.
That's cool, dude.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, man, you picked the perfect time to come out to Arizona. That's why they always have those things out here in this time of year. I never understood it why they have like some of the biggest comic conventions in Phoenix during the middle of summer in downtown Phoenix with all the concrete. It's like, what are you idiots doing? You know, like, gosh.
Well, I think it's because, and like I said, I've put on conventions before. Jesse actually put that convention on. Comic-Con will only get you so far in line, but when the drug companies and the insurance companies, when they want to get everybody from around the country, they pay through the nose to have Phoenix downtown all to their own.
Yep.
Yeah. But I feel like there's so many venues out here that you don't have to take downtown Phoenix. You could do a Comic-Con and like they did it one year at the Cardinal Stadium, you know.
Did you hear? I got breaking news for you, Brian, and I thought of you and I didn't even get a chance to talk to you. Did you hear that the hockey team is talking about coming back out and building a new stadium south of Scottsdale?
Yes. But that's a pipe
You might be getting your hockey back.
I hope
getting
so.
your hockey back.
I hope so. Me and my dad
I thought
are
of
praying.
you first when I heard it.
It's funny because my dad has become a huge, my dad became a huge hockey fan.
Shout out to Dad McClay.
Yeah, he might be in the chat. He became a huge hockey fan, you know, and now he watches all the Utah games. And I'll go over there and be like, "Hey, the game's getting ready to come on. You should hang out and watch it." And I'm like, man, I want to like them a lot, and I want to root for them because they're all the old players, but it's just hard for me to watch. I get so angry when I watch them play, you know. So I imagine that's how.
It would be worse if they got the championship, if they got the cup.
Yes.
In Utah.
Oh, my God.
That would be it for me. I'd be like, never again.
No, that's the way I feel with Los Angeles taking what's his name, Stafford from us.
Yeah.
And then that right after Verlander goes to Houston and gets his fucking championship. Yeah. I'm just like, geez, these were our 2 best players, guys. Why can't you? Oh, because they wanted to win. Okay, bye. Enjoy the victory that should have been ours because we suck.
Yeah.
I'm hoping the Jets move so I can change teams.
People in the chat are saying Dennis is so close he couldn't visit. Brian could be doing a team up. Here's the thing, you guys. It's different here. Like in the East Coast, things are closer, and especially in Europe. I'm watching a lot of things in like England and stuff. They're talking about. I was talking to MJ the other day on a show where MJ is like, "Yeah, I just popped over to London the other day for a Comic-Con," and it would take Dennis an hour and a half to drive out to me.
One side of Phoenix to the other, an hour and a half, and then an hour and a half back.
Yep.
And then I know Brian's studio room. I would actually have to be out in the broadcast area smoking.
Yep.
And he doesn't have this pool and the palm trees.
Yep. You got it. You got it.
So it's easier to just do it here.
Yep. And it's your longtime buddy who you're staying with, which is cool.
Yep.
And tell everybody why you're out in Arizona.
Okay, so I came out here. It was my birthday last week, and thank you everybody for giving me the birthday wishes on the show. I usually go to GalaxyCon Columbus for my birthday, but the same weekend as GalaxyCon Columbus was the Quest for Ancient Civilization Summit. And there are some big names. And Brian, did you see my Facebook picture?
Which one?
Though not that one, like from Saturday. I'll go through and explain all those. But I got to go on stream with Randall Carlson and Graham Hancock and ask them 2 questions from this podium. And they both said, oh, that's a really good question. This, and this. And then I got to ask Graham about something else. And he's like, well, actually, we're starting to change the go back to not that one, the one before after that or before. Yeah, there. Scroll through that.
If there's nothing on there, I'll go to your.
Oh, damn it! It's on my Facebook. It's on my Facebook.
Okay.
It's my banner. I loved it so much. It was my banner. And then I got to ask him. I was like, "There's this new theory that it might have been more of a cosmic wave situation or a sun displacement situation." And Graham actually said, I'm starting to alter my opinion to incorporate that. And then Randall showed this video.
Hold on, here we
No,
go.
it's not that one. Sorry.
This one?
Randall shows this video of a coronal mass emission from the sun. So now they're kind of altering it to what I asked. Damn it. Go to my Facebook header.
Oh, right there.
Oh, there it is, right there. So that's me, Graham Hancock, Ancient Apocalypse on Netflix, and Randall Carlson. I'm 1 degree separation from Joe Rogan now. That's all I got to say.
That's cool, dude.
So I went out to that summit. I loved it. It was the best birthday present to myself. I liken it to the end of Close Encounters, when the artists and the sculptors, they all defy what they're being told is near death to go out to Devil's Tower. And the French scientist is like, they were given the message. They were compelled to come here despite the warnings. And everybody at that summit was somebody who was compelled to be there, because we believe that there's something more that we haven't uncovered yet.
Hey, Dennis,
and it was just such a...
Your mic is, anytime you move, your mic is rubbing up against your shirt.
Oh, sorry.
You're
I'll
good.
lift these up.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it was so great to be with like-minded people that I was just like, this was exactly how I wanted to do it. And Gary Beekler, a guest of the show, was there. I ran into a couple people who knew who we were, who watched the show from the comic world. Our show. Yeah, no, so it was really good. It was great.
Yeah. One of the good guys right there. And even better, his better half, Mrs. Beekler.
Mama Nerdrotic.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's a stud. So.
Yeah. Oh, she owns it when she's when she's holding court.
Yeah.
She just owns it. It was great. No, it was a mind-altering experience to be around all those people and to be talking with them and to get an actual audience with 2 of the greatest people in this space. And and then I got to come out and visit my mentor, my sales mentor, and just every time he talks about business, and he owned video stores and actually went up against Blockbuster Video and how he defeated the great Blockbuster during the height of the video boom. It's just every time I get a story out of him, it makes me that much better going into our world.
Well, that's cool, man. That's the fun part of doing things like that is that fellowship, right? Between your fellow humans. That's important. That's why we do what we do here. It's the fellowship that we need that.
And I got to have a great conversation with a couple people where they were like, well, what brought you here? I go, and this other guy, he's just like me. He's like, I don't know what it is. This is the busiest time of year for me, but I just felt like I had to come. I'm like, I own a mail order business and 3 mall stores where I make my nut this month. And I just was like, I have to come to this.
Yeah. Yep. Super cool.
yeah, it's great. It's a great place to be.
Well, it's really slow in the world of comics right now. So you picked a good week to do that. I mean, maybe not sales wise, but in the comics world,
Tomorrow won't be.
it is really, really slow right now. I mean, news wise, books, right? They kind of quit selling books as much as they, right? Isn't that how it works? Don't they do like a,
Yeah.
explain how the final like couple weeks of December works. Do they take a week off or what is the deal?
No, they just have everything done. They take the days off of the holidays, but it's all business as usual. But they kind of mail it in at the end of the year. Like
No,
there's nothing...
don't you have a week where there's no FOC, where there's no yeah.
So Brian, you're talking about skip weeks, and that's
Yes.
not a skip week for the store. That's a skip week for the publisher.
That's what I mean.
For the distributor.
Yeah.
So they top load all of your
Yes.
orders to November. You have to order everything till January 1st in November. And then they box it all up and just send you like 2 shipments instead of 4 shipments.
Yeah.
And it's up to you to curate when those come out.
Yeah.
But because they do that, they never give you anything good during that period, or maybe 1 great book or 2 great books.
Yeah.
But it's never a full roster of 30 awesome books across 3 weeks.
Right.
Well, what
So,
also has
Emmett,
really
is that
No,
What
you're 100%.
what also has really slowed down is we had a hell of a time doing the Hot 10 list last week. And you guys know we do the House of Stein Hot 10 list different than how Cover Price and Key Collector does it. They do all theirs based off of data, right? They do theirs based on what's selling on eBay and how many are sold and the prices. Stein has that human factor in where like he's not going to put something on the list if it's not selling for what he thinks it's worthy for. And we talk about this all the time, like ratio books. Like he has a hard time putting a book on the list if it's not selling for more than what the ratio is at,
Yeah.
And
Well, because if people are dumping books just because it's selling a lot, and if it's below what its value is, that's not a hot book. That's
No.
just a book that's selling. There's
Yeah.
tons
Right.
of books that sell every day.
yeah. So it's been a really slow week news-wise as well, industry, but there was a big story that did come out. What did you guys think about this? New Free Comic Book Day is coming back.
But
We knew that.
Nope, it's different. It's
it's
really
different.
different. Yep.
Well, but we knew that Universal bought it. I didn't hear what the specifics of it are, but Universal bought Free Comic Book Day. They announced that at New York Comic Con.
New York, yeah.
Yeah, but wasn't there was also talks about that they might take off a year
Yes.
yeah. But so shout out to the Comics Beat, for continuing to put out great articles. Heidi, if you're here, great job. They put out a good article on this explaining some of the differences that's going on. But there are a lot of publishers that are missing from this. First of all, let's talk about that. So the list as of right now includes Archie, DC, Dynamite, Image, Mad Cave, Oni, Titan, Udon, and Vault. What it doesn't include is Marvel, Boom, IDW, Distillery, Ignition, few other couple publishers, distributed by who? Penguin Random House. So
Fuck Penguin Random House. I didn't get my Marvel again this week. I got all my independents, which are ordered on the same FOC, but none of my Marvel books. So how did I order only the indies?
well, here's the interesting thing about that. So that means that negotiations and the relationship between Universal and Penguin Random House isn't all that great right now, I would say. So, we'll see how that all
but
plays
then,
out.
You also have to factor in there's so many people that aren't at the big 2, Penguin or Lunar. And that is how a lot of these people make their wave for their new products coming out. I mean, I think Marvel and DC kind of phoned it in a little bit. Image, that what are they going to do? But some of the biggest indie publishers make their bones off of getting a free comic into the hands of people that don't know who they are.
Oh yeah.
Well,
that's going to be what's missing, I think.
Here's to me one of the biggest things, because of that thing, that little hey, fuck you, no fuck you between Universal and Penguin Random House. You don't see any PRH people on or publishers on that list. Guess what PRH is doing? On May 2nd, the same day, they will be having an event called Comics Giveaway Day.
You haven't heard this, Emmet? I thought you knew.
No. How lame is that's so fucking lame.
But here's the reason why. And it's new owners of this, and I'm sure they're trying to piece this thing together. They have their idea of how to do it. I had my own idea. I didn't win it. I didn't buy it. It would have been different if I had done it. You have to pay to play in this world. And I think Penguin Random House is like, look, guys, we took on all these extra people. We're not paying you to give books away at cost. We're going to do our own thing for our own people, and we're not sharing that information with you. We're not sharing these IPs with you. And it's highly possible that they might end up winning Free Comic Book Day with a different name.
Well, it's kind of funny because Universal at first was like, hey, we're going to do this, but nobody would play ball with them. Obviously, Penguin Random House didn't want any part of it. Lunar didn't want any part of it. So it was just going to be, Dynamite and DC, right?
Yeah.
That was going to be in Free Comic Book Day. And everybody was like, no, fuck you, that type of thing. Well, Lunar said, okay, we'll play ball. And they came in and they're going to be part of it. That's why you have some of those other publishers in there. But
I'm surprised.
But here's the thing. Free Comic Book Day is such an important part of the hobby when done right. It is such an important part of the hobby. And you would think that all these people, not just publishers, not just distribution houses, everybody in the industry would come together to make this a success, right? And the fact that they don't is a real kind of like they're spitting in our face. It feels like.
Well, okay, but let me play devil's advocate for just a half a second because I'm Dennis and that's what I do. Everybody knows Universal will be making an announcement in January to use their abilities to distribute in Canada to distribute down here. And I think the powers that be at Penguin Random House and the powers that be at Lunar know that they're going to be a force to be reckoned with, honestly. And they're like, Jesus, and now they own this. Okay. I mean, we'll play ball, but only to a certain extent. And then Penguin was just like, look, we know you're Vulture. You're coming in. We're going to have to fight you sometime. Why don't we just fight you now?
Yeah, but that's the name is terrible. Giveaway Day.
Well, it's not the official name yet, but that's what they're calling it.
So they don't even have an official name. So it's like an afterthought. It's not like they were thinking about doing it for a long time. So when they announced it, they have it all fucking together. No, it's kind of fucking pissed together just so they don't have to be part of Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, we all know though that nobody at Universal has put that much time into Free Comic Book Day. They just announced a month ago or a month and a half ago. So it's not like
they couldn't announce
starting.
But they couldn't announce it until they owned it, right?
Well, no, they've owned it since April, Emmet. They co-bought Diamond, who owned all of these things, and owned it as of April or May or June or whenever the keys were in their hip pocket. I don't know. You know what? It's going to be a shit show this year. We said it 6 months ago that Free Comic Book Day is going to be a shit show.
Well,
when we went to their website in July and it still had the 2025 date, we knew it was going to be a shit show.
Well, that they're doing it on the exact same day
Yeah,
they
but
don't have to market at all because Free
Mhm.
Comic Book Day will be the market, and then the
yeah,
Marvel books will be there anyway, but maybe
yeah.
not in my store.
Ooh,
But
breaking
maybe not in my
news.
store.
Here's what's interesting about all this is because Universal is such a big part of the gaming world, right? They're going to be taking Free Comic Book Day into the gaming world event. So Upper Deck, Wizards of the Coast are added to the thing. They're going to be giving stuff away for Free Comic Book Day.
Ooh. Well, that's
Uh,
exciting.
Yeah, and it could include they're saying that it could go into game stores as well because of this now, which obviously
That
I
More
would
the
think
be
that's
great.
merrier.
yeah,
Love
more the
that.
merrier. Yep. So that's cool, but you see what happens in the record world with what is that called?
Yep.
Record store
Record
day.
store day.
Good day,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like to me, that's the type of thing that we as a comic book industry should look at and go, we need to make it like this because I'm going to be honest here. Back when Free Comic Book Day, back in the early 2000s, mid like 2005, 2000 to when did Free Comic Book Day start?
2001.
One.
Okay, so from like 2005 to like 2015, I would say Free Comic Day events were awesome. I mean, so
Yep.
memorable. They're some of my biggest memories of comic shop events and going into comic stores and seeing a bunch of people and getting up early that day, hitting each store, going and saying hello, all the sales, all the fellowship, learning new product. It was a big deal. It was like you looked forward to those days. Now,
But
I don't even know if any stores how many stores actually take part in Free Comic Book Day, if any.
Brian, let me taint your memory with just one side fact. For you got one of the best markets for Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah.
You had Jesse James, who made it a 24-hour event. You had Samurai in all their locations. You had Atomic for a brief period of time before they went under. These are guys who did it great. But for every one of those, there were markets where I heard stories from customers that would hit me by the 5th or 10th event, and the store would just have a pile of comics over on the side. Go, yeah, just pick a couple and they're free. They didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Emmet,
Yeah.
do you know of any of those type of stores?
Yeah, lots of them. The first couple
Yeah.
of ones, I didn't know how to do it. I just put them out and people could come and get one.
Yeah.
Like the first time I did it, I was like, "Oh, you get one free book."
But I
know,
don't
now I
understand
just-
that. I never understood that thought process as a retailer. I immediately see this, and again, I'm not saying that I'm anything special, but this is why, like you said, Dennis, like I see it this way. I know it says Free Comic Book Day, but I don't see it as that. Like in my mind, I see it as, okay, this is a something to build around to get new people into your store, to have big sales, to get rid of a bunch of backstock. This is a reason to do that. You utilize the free part to bring the people
Right.
in, but you don't care
Creates
about
traffic.
giving away the free book. That isn't a big problem with you. You give them
But-
away to
But
get
Brian,
people
what
in.
you don't understand, and Emmet, please correct me if you think I'm wrong. 80 to 90% of the people who come in for Free Comic Book Day are just there for freebies, and you won't even see them until the next Free Comic Book Day.
True.
And
True.
that's what you don't see. And for every book you give away, you're handing them a quarter. And if you give them 5 books, or if you give them 1 book, you give them 5 books, you give them 10 books, you're giving away a quarter for each one of those books.
Yeah, but
and
you know
you're
what
not
else?
going to see them as a customer.
You know what else I see it as, though? I see it as a way to reward your longtime customers. Your longtime
100%.
customers look,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
look forward
yeah,
to that
yeah.
day. Oh, Free Comic Book Day sale is going to be amazing this year.
But when you
know,
first open, if you haven't been in, and I never went on Free Comic Book Day because none of the free comics ever excited me when I was a collector before I opened. So when I opened, I didn't really realize what Free Comic Book Day could do. I saw it exactly like Dennis was just saying is that these people would never be back. They just came for the freebies to get their
So-
kids something. But
Yep.
now that I've made it a bigger thing, it is much better for my community. For like, I give away stuff. Subscribers get to get in an hour early. They get a special ticket. So, so then I'm always trying to build the subscriber pool. So I'm trying to give more and more stuff to the subscribers.
So
and
my
it-
go
ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Emmet. No, go ahead.
No, I was done.
Okay, so my first year was 2005. So it was the fourth year, 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth year that they ran it. And I didn't know what it was. I just ordered a bunch of shit, and I had people in costumes, and we had the 501st out there, and we had a blast. But I didn't understand what Free Comic Book Day was until about 3 years later. And a mom who brought her son in that first year, and then he became an active member of our store. And he had probably 50 books a week, or $50 worth of books a week. And she came up and said, "Happy anniversary." And I'm like, "Oh, no, we opened in March." And she goes, "No, this is 3 years ago is when I brought Logan in for the first time. And he's been a customer ever since." And of course, the analytical Terminator brain that I have was like 50 times 50 is 250 times 3 is 750. And I'm like, "Oh shit, I've made close to a G off of this kid because he came to my store 3 years ago for Free Comic Book Day." And so you can cultivate a great customer off of Free Comic Book Day. It's not a complete waste. But like I said, Brian, 80 to 90% of the people who just come in for a freebie and they see the sign out on the road, or they see the stormtroopers and they're like, "Oh, something's going on in here, let me go check it out," will not spend $1 in your store. But once you figure out how to monetize that 20 to 10% of your customer, and we always gave extra books for our pull box members, that kind of, those kind of promotions. And I did another promotion where if you spent $100 in the store, you got one of every comic for Free Comic Book Day unstamped. So it was collector grade. You have to figure out how to monetize it. And every store is going to be different. I do stores that would let you just take one of each until they were out.
That's
some
where
of
I'm
those
at
are like
now.
30 or 40 books. You might as well just hand them $10 bills and hope they come back.
Yeah. No, I'm at that point now. It creates a lot of traffic, and because Dennis, we're doing this other type of store that's not just comics.
Yep.
Now, when I get them in the store and they go back and they're getting their free comics, they've gone through the whole store and they go, "Oh, I didn't know you had video games. I didn't know you had sports stuff. I didn't know you had vinyl records." The moms and the dads all get a taste of what the store is, instead of just walking by the front and going, "Oh, that's just a comic store."
Yeah, exactly. But you have to be smart enough to monopolize it.
Yeah.
And you don't want to make it more difficult for the stores to monopolize it. And more to Brian's point about, and more to Emmett's point about 2 competing free comic book events on Free Comic Book Day.
It's just going to confuse the people. It's going to confuse them.
Yeah, but it's piggybacking, it's bypassing, it's whatever you want to do, but it's not a cohesive thing. And it goes back to what I said after San Diego. Not one person stepped up at the Comics Pro panel, at the Lunar or the Penguin Random House and said, "Guys, we know that this is a turbulent time. We are going to be here to help guide all of you retailers through this together." No, it is just as separated as it was in San Diego. It's just as separated as it was at New York Comic Con. This is and it's going to be just as separated in May.
I really hope that we can figure out a way in the industry to make that event worth something again. I just think it's so valuable for everybody in the industry. It's valuable for retailers if it's run right, obviously, to bring people in their store, give them a reason to run a sale, get rid of backstock, whatever. It's a perfect example. For publishers, it's obviously a good thing to get your books into new readers' hands, new buyers' hands. For industry businesses that aren't necessarily publishers, there's all kinds of great possibilities there to get your product in people's hands on those days in your local market, to test market stuff. It's such a good thing, and especially for the collectors and the buyers to go in there and the opportunity to go dig through dollar bins on that day, or people pull out special stock. That was always the biggest thing to me. Free Comic Book Day, you knew that certain stores in the Valley were holding on to stock for Free Comic Book Day that they would put out, and it was actually good, really good stock that nobody had cherry picked yet, that they said, okay, this is a reason. That was like such a big deal to us. And I hope that it comes back to that. I hope that there's something that helps that.
I
So
wish
what
they
you're
wouldn't do
saying-
it on the same day so that we could get 2 free comic book days.
So what you're saying, Brian, is we need to make Free Comic Book great again.
Yes, we do. We do. We do. Well, here's the other crazy thing. The landscape of the retail comic world has changed so drastically in the last 5 years that Free Comic Book Day has to update itself as well, right? You have all these different platforms where, okay, do you want it just to be for local comic shops, or do you want it to be for the whole industry? If you want it to be just for local comic shops, great. That's something to help local comic shops. If you want to do something for the whole industry and then do a local comic shop day thing, do a Free Comic Book Day and then a local comic shop day, that type of thing.
They do that, Brian. They do that at Free Comic Pro.
I know they do, and it's laughable what it is.
Yeah.
So it needs to be on a bigger stage. So, but maybe do something for the live streamers too. I mean, you got a lot of live streamers that are selling comic books now, and online retailers, figure out some way to get them involved in this as well. But I don't know if that's going to happen.
But I don't think they're getting books in hands of people that wouldn't, like, nobody's logging on that free day. Well, maybe they would for their first chance at a comic book.
Well, I'll tell you what, multiple times I went into Free Comic Book Day not thinking of picking up a certain title, picking it up and going, oh, I like that title. What was it? Not Over the Garden Wall. There was another one that I was like, oh, I'll check this out. And I really liked it. There's certain books where you pick up the Free Comic Book Day. Here's a good one. A lot of people still sleep on that Monsters Free Comic Book Day. That Monsters Free Comic Book Day #0, everybody thought, oh, it's just a reprint of #1. No, it's a brand new story that introduces one of the best characters in Monsterverse, Mr. Funnybones, and that book is slept on. So, like, there's so many good reasons to have this type of event that I just find it kind of despicable that the industry won't come together and work together with each other on this to make it good, rather than use it to a way to fight each other because you distribute different publishers, But
one more reason why Diamond kept this shit show together, good or bad.
Yeah. So, very interesting. Okay. Big news in the world of Netflix buying Warner Brothers. Now Paramount's coming in with a what do they call that? A hostile takeover type bid that they're doing.
Yep.
Stalking horse, hostile, whatever it is.
Yeah, so that's very interesting.
They've upped the bid. Is that what you're saying? Paramount offered more than the 86 or 89 billion.
It was 85, 86 billion, and Paramount came in and said 100 to 110 billion.
Woo!
Yeah, Paramount
Kinda,
launches
hostile. Like the
hostile.
Diamond.
Yeah, Paramount launches hostile bid for Warner Brothers Discovery despite Netflix deal. What was this here?
In a Hollywood blockbuster deal, Paramount, home to the CBS network and marquee franchises like Top Gun and Star Trek, making a $108 billion hostile takeover cash bid offer to buy Warner Brothers Discovery in full to head off Netflix's purchase of Warner Brothers Studios, HBO, and HBO Max.
So there you go. That's how they're doing it. Instead of just, and this is kind of, wasn't this part of the Diamond thing? Wasn't this something, I remember at first everybody was trying to get the pieces, even with Free Comic Book Day. Somebody just wanted Free Comic Book Day, but because Universal had bought the whole thing, they lost out on it, right? And so that's what's happening here. Netflix just wanted the Warner Brothers Discovery part of it. And
no, just the Warner Brothers with HBO. That's what Netflix wanted. So Discovery was spinning Warner Brothers out and allowing it to be purchased away and then keep Discovery separate.
Yeah.
Now Paramount's saying, well, I will do 108 for everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
For cash bid offer to buy Warner Brothers Discovery in full to head off Netflix's purchase of Warner Brothers Studios, HBO, and HBO Max. Paramount Skydance CEO David Ellison on CNBC today making his case.
We are offering shareholders $17.6 billion more cash than the deal they currently have signed up with Netflix.
The offer.
That's crazy. That's so much money.
This is the huge difference. This has to be approved by the stockholders. Every stockholder wants maximum profit. So
it also has to be approved by the government.
What?
Your mic's doing the same thing again. Flip it.
Oh, sorry.
You're good.
Better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it still has to go before the stockholders before it goes to the government.
It's rubbing. There you go.
Okay. Sorry.
Why is it doing that? You guys hear that? You hear that?
I don't know. I can't hear shit other than you guys talking. Is that better?
There's like a click every time you say something. There's a click, like it's rubbing.
Is it still happening?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a crackle.
Ah, man. Maybe my battery's dying.
But the government also has to approve whoever ends up buying it. The SECC has to approve it. So it's also who's going to be in bed with the government. Who's on better terms? I think Paramount is, since they fired. What's his name? They canceled his show at the end of his thing in May.
Dennis, you there?
Is that better?
We'll play with it. We'll see how it works.
Yeah. So Colbert, they canceled Colbert. So Paramount's in a better position with the government than Netflix.
All right, here we go.
Because the Verizon deal, Verizon was having a tough time acquiring Frontier Communications.
Yeah.
And then they dumped their DEI, and then all of a sudden it went through. Verizon canceled their DEI program.
From Paramount comes after President Trump said he would personally be involved in the decision on if the Netflix deal should be allowed to go through, and today said both companies' offers should be examined.
We have to see the Netflix percentage of market, Paramount, the percentage of market. I mean, none of them are particularly great friends of mine.
Trump saying he met recently with Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos before the streaming giant made its offer that would combine the home of Stranger Things and Bridgerton with Warner Brothers Golden Globe nominees like Sinners.
This is just so crazy. There's so much money involved in this.
Yeah.
That you got to be careful, you know? And so I understand why they're looking at this. Here's the thing that
just Paramount's offer is going to drive the price of the stock up.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So here's where we care about this. How is this going to affect DC Comics? And obviously it's going to affect DC, the cinematic universe, in a major way. But how is this going to affect DC Comics? That's the question.
So to make your answer, my answer short and sweet, and I said it on one of the posts that people were talking. Yeah, but what about DC Comics? Nobody involved in the 80 or the 100 gives two shits about a monthly Batman title.
Nope.
No matter how good it is.
No. Yeah.
Well, no, they don't. But there was rumor that if Netflix gets it, Millar will play a big part at DC Comics.
Well, speaking of that, did you guys hear about Mark Millar? He's quitting social media.
Social media, yep.
Because he needs more time to deal with the live action universe that he's working on. So he came out.
I have one thing to say to Mark. Mark, somehow James Gunn tweets his motherfucking ass off, and he's doing the entire DC universe.
We need you, Mark. Don't leave.
Mark,
you're one of the bright
get back
spots
on social media.
Yeah. Here's what he said. He said, normally people leave social media after a spat or a political disagreement. Furious and smarting, but I'm leaving social media loving it more than ever. Why am I going? Honestly, it's just man hours. I understand that in a major way. Work has kicked up a notch on the live action side, and we're going into pre-production in the new year on 2 different projects. A third following shortly after. So I'm just working too many evenings and watching too many brilliant conspiracy podcasts. I would watch this stuff night and day and love checking in on Twitter feeds of every fringe crazy in the political or UFO world. But I just need to get my head down and will return to this joyous madness as soon as I have time again. My Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook pages will thus all remain active. So this is hopefully more adieu than a goodbye. And that is what I understand. It's not man hours of having to create content. It's man hours of doom scrolling.
It's called distraction hours.
Yes. Yeah. But that's a big deal because that could mean that Mark is going to be involved somehow with Warner Brothers and DC.
That's the rumor. If it's Netflix, but then if it's Paramount, he probably won't even be a thought. He'd probably be moved out completely.
Well, he's not. He doesn't work
because
with
he's
DC,
got the deal at Netflix.
Yeah.
But who made the Secret Service Kingsman movies?
Millar. Oh, who made the movies?
What studio?
I don't remember.
I thought that was Warner Brothers.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Great
Chat,
question.
if you know, let me know.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if it affects anything.
Do you think that Netflix would a lot of their shows was end up as comics in DC?
They've had the chance. Dark Horse made the Stranger Things comic for 2 seasons?
Yeah.
And then nothing.
More than that.
Okay, but they haven't had anything in the last year, right?
Was the Stranger Things crossover?
Yeah, they did a crossover.
They did one this year, yeah.
Like Ghostbusters Stranger Things or something, didn't they?
Yeah, something like
that. But that's not the studio synergizing with a comic publisher.
No, I know. Yeah.
Which is what Netflix should have always been doing, but they didn't. Because they don't care about us, you know? I think the funniest meme I've seen on this is the company that was worried that you were sharing your password with grandma and they were losing $20 now has enough money to buy Warner Brothers.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't that the truth, man?
Well, the problem is growth, right?
Yeah.
These corporations have to keep showing this 15% growth.
Yep.
Or their stock goes down, which then they have less money to do shit with. So when their growth is no, they have to buy something that they think they can grow. So I don't know where they think that HBO and HBO Max and Warner Brothers can grow. The only growth that's possible, well, not only possible, but like the major growth would be in comics. But like, imagine if every time you turned on Netflix if you weren't paying for free and you had the ads, that there'd be a comic book fucking ad on every movie.
If you're watching something to do with Batman, there should be DC, a Gotham-centric Batman ad,
I'll go one step further. We've been waiting to have motion comics done right for a long time. And this would be a great opportunity to do motion comic content.
Especially with
on
AI.
Netflix.
You could get AI to do it for you.
Whoa,
basically.
whoa. Brian, don't,
Hey, listen,
don't
man.
get the chat. Don't get the chat after our asses.
Hey, I'm going to say something very interesting here right now because, I've been over the years of us talking about AI on on our programs. My thought process does this. Now, ultimately, I am a hard no on you saying that you're creating art and it being AI. Like, that's the big hard no. But you guys know I've always been okay with, hey, if you're going to say that you use the AI to create this, I'm better with that. We talk about television.
I suggest everybody go check out Billy Tucci's page. Billy Tucci is crushing it. And he decided last year that AI technology was getting to the point where he could do a She animated series that he has always wanted to do using AI. He does the base art and then he tells AI to animate what's in his art. That's doing AI right.
Well, not only that, listen, we can utilize it for the things like making a comic into a motion comic. We don't want you to change the art. We just want AI to take these pages and turn them into a motion comic. You can have AI do that without changing the art. That's very easily, and it will save It will not only save man hours, it will get the product to us. Like we would never get it to us in time.
But the other controversy this week is it's in the hands of corporations that are greedy bastards. And Sarah Pacelli came out and said, do you have that one uploaded?
Yes, I do.
But you can't copyright AI.
No, but if we're going to use Sarah Pacelli's art from Miles Morales' origin story to animate with AI, she has to get paid for the art.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's where it's all going to crumble in the terms of like the public opinion, is that she's going to sit there and her art is going to be used. Look at David Aja, who came up with some of the best art for Hawkeye. And then they AI without giving him a single bit of credit for the art.
So this is what she said. She said, it came to my attention a headline about me saying something about Miles royalties that was written after an interview here at CCXP. I wanted to let it go, but since many of you are writing to me, I want to make things clear. That headline is an embarrassing clickbait news. Who wrote that? Twisted it completely, the tone of our conversation, which was relaxed and ironic. Plus, that was a tiny part of our conversation where I wasn't complaining or mad at all, just saying a few lines about the business industry. I know royalties and copyright are hot topics, but please don't use me or my work to take sides or talk shit. I won't let you do that. Also, when a creator does an interview during a show, and CCXP was insanely busy, they are being generous and kind. Please don't ever take advantage of that to create questionable content to get more followers. Be better, do better. So basically what happened is she was at a convention. She was asked to do an interview. She did an interview for these people. And during the interview, one of the questions came up about her art being used in what was it, Dennis? Do
you want to say hi?
No.
Okay.
What was her art used in?
Sorry, I've got my buddy here, Peanut, who came out for a potty break and decided to come over for some hugs. So you'll see Peanut's going to come on camera here in a second. So there we go. Did you see her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was the original conversation about? Like, did she explain that they used her art in something and she didn't get paid for it or something, and it was like joking tone, and then that person used that as the title for the I get you.
I didn't hear the original, but it was basically the aftermath of everybody using for their clickbait off of her courtesy interview.
Yeah.
Which
was
didn't have
what
the same tone. She's really
exactly
talking about tone.
right, and they took it in this. Sarah Pacelli complains about getting no royalties from Miles Morales, and she's like, whoa, hold on. I signed the work for hire. I did the interview for free. I spoke what I wanted to speak, and you're turning this into a giant stand. But you know what? Sorry, Sarah. I love you to death, and your art's amazing. You deserve to have the rest of us trying to champion for you, because much like Bill Finger, much like everybody else in this industry has been.
It's one thing to champion so somebody gets paid. It's another thing just so you get clicks and get your clout. Exactly.
Yeah, I'll agree. I'll agree with that 100%, Emmet. But we're not doing this for the clicks. We're not doing this for the lulz. No. We're just mentioning that in the hands of a corporation, somebody who has already been abused will be abused 10 times more if they just take AI art and turn it into a motion comic for their own profit.
Yeah.
They're going to do it 10 times more with the people that they don't have to pay than they'll do with the things that they have to create from scratch.
We'd be remiss not to mention why our fourth compadre is not here today. Jesse is on a buying trip. As you can see here, his full U-Haul. That's half full. That's full. So he is out picking up a collection or two, it sounds like. And he's probably driving right now.
He's in Alabama, right? He said he was in Alabama.
He started in Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth, and then moved to Alabama.
So pretty cool.
It's great when you can get long distance collections. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's better when they come to your door, right, Emmet?
Oh, it's way easier, man.
Cheers, Jesse.
Amen.
Yeah. Enjoy the frequent driver miles.
Yeah, you don't have to get a U-Haul. Those fucking U-Hauls cost ridiculous.
Oh my God.
They've jacked the price of those up so much. You pay by the mile now. There's no like.
It's like 60 cents a mile, isn't it?
Yeah. So you know,
or $1.
The Enterprise has the huge Ram van, like the big ones. Unless you need a 24-footer, I'll stack that shit all the way to the ceiling. They have round trip. They're a little bit more expensive daily, but you get unlimited mileage.
Yeah. I mean, we love Jesse to death, but at a certain point, man, I don't need to drive that far for more shit. I got plenty of shit.
So
I would drive that far, Jesse. I'm with you. Nobody ever calls me from that far away.
I wanted to, kind of wait on this to really get deep into it until Jesse is here, but we got to talk about it. Like, look at this.
Yeah, that's very cool.
I never thought I would see this, at least within, I figured it would take a couple more years for this to happen. For those of you guys that don't know, Brian Pulido and Nick Barucci have buried the so-called hatchet, right? They've figured out their differences and now are talking again, which is a big deal in the comic book industry, and a big deal for us over here at Beyond Wednesdays, because both these guys are really good friends of the channel and really important pieces of what we do here. And here's the reason I bring it up on the show, though, because we haven't heard what this means. Now, at the very least, it means that these guys are friends, hopefully working on their friendship again, right? Two guys who were really close, friends, and had a falling out, and for years, didn't talk to each other. They're talking again, and that is the most important thing. But what does it mean?
Can I break speculative news? Speculative news?
Yeah.
Go to Brian's Facebook page today.
Okay.
I think I know what this is. I think I know what this is about, because Brian asked a question today on Facebook. It's a box. You look for that right there. Go to that box. Brian's asking if anybody has one of these. What does Brian make a lot of money off of and make gorgeous versions of? Statues.
Oh, statues.
Statues.
Yeah.
He's got huge, awesome statues with jewels and all this stuff. And now he's asking his fans, does anybody have this first edition Evil Ernie resin kit?
Yeah.
I think Brian is trying to be able to make an Evil Ernie statue for the anniversary that's coming up to release through Coffin Comics, but he has to have the license from Nikki.
I would love that. And
I
that
would love
be
that.
Great.
The second I saw that, I was just like, oh shit, because I've seen these built and they're gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and also I know Nikki does statue work too. He works with people on statues and stuff. So here's what I ultimately hope. I just want to see Evil Ernie with Lady Death again. That's what I want to see. I want to see.
It's been what, 25 years, 20 years?
I want to see Brian Pulido writing Evil Ernie. That's what I want. And
because it's him.
It is. It is. Totally. So, I'm hoping that happens.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see.
If you boys are listening, kiss and make up and let's make some shit.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Let's get it going. I know there's a lot of fans out there that would be all over a Lady Death Evil Ernie miniseries, explaining where he's been and him coming back and whatever. It would be pretty awesome. And could you imagine?
It'll be epic.
Yeah, the announcements at Swornfest this year are going to be crazy. So I don't know if anybody watching does not know if you don't know what Swornfest is, you need to get educated. January 30th, 31st, and February 1st coming up soon in Mesa, Arizona, where close to where Dennis is at, is Swornfest, which is Coffin Comics convention.
Oh, did you see his remodel on the
clubhouse? Yeah,
he's getting it all ready. He's getting it all ready for the event. So
yeah, this is going to be amazing. I can't wait to go.
You'll come up to this side for that, but you won't come over here to have some sushi with me.
I won't eat sushi with you, but I will come over there to eat some Mexican food with you.
There we go.
We got to figure out when we're going to do that too. When do you leave, Dennis?
Thursday morning.
Thursday morning. Okay. Well, that kind of sucks. So it's tomorrow.
Yeah, I know.
So maybe it's not. Maybe
I think we're going to Elmer's. I think we're going to Elmer's here in Chandler for tacos. Apparently, it's an awesome little dive bar and has the best tacos in Chandler.
Oh wow. Well, we'll figure it out. But
yeah,
this is if you guys are going to Swornfest, I would love to see you guys there. This is going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully, you guys will. Anybody watching Beyond Wednesdays fans that are close here in the Southwest will be able to make it out there. It'd be cool to see everybody. So, man, I can't believe how close it is. It's damn close. That's close. MegaCon's getting closer. This next year is going to be nuts. Absolutely nuts. All right. One thing I do want to mention real quick. Shout out to our boy Mark Spears, who is continuing to just destroy. He's crushing it. Absolutely crushing it. The winter bags are coming soon. The Winter Horrorland blind bags. We've got 8 days before they drop, which is
breaking a street date near you.
Yeah, exactly. At this point, I'd be, I don't think people really care. I mean, I don't know. It feels like with that announcement that IDW is not going to, or not IDW, Penguin Random House. No, Penguin Random House isn't going to be holding anybody accountable for breaking street date. Did you guys see that?
So I heard you talking about it. Yeah.
It's just because they're on the other side of the fence, so they want to play the other side. Lunar did the opposite, so they're going to do the opposite. So they're going to say, "Oh no, it's fine," but I didn't buy any ultimate bags, so fuck them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't care. So I miss out.
I settled all my lawsuits. Fuck you, Betty.
Yeah. It went from, I was so mad at DC, I almost dropped DC. I'm very close to dropping Marvel. Can't get my books anyway. So.
Well, this is going to be a big deal. Major changes in how they, fulfilled these. They made changes at the printer to hopefully fix some of the issues that we had with the original blind bags. Better collation, and condition is going to be better. Every bag will have a comic in it and a backing board type piece of paper in it, or cardboard in it, to help the condition so it doesn't get damaged. They say that should help.
Rollers don't damage it.
Yeah. And then all the hits, not all the hits, but some of the hits. So for those of you guys that don't know, Mark actually went in and he did some really special things on this set. Let me find this. He went in and added some really cool special things, and including autographs and but this is the cool stuff.
Oh yeah.
So you can get full basically sketches on the backs. I guess these are the backs of certain books, which is very, very cool.
I thought it was the boards. I thought it was on the boards.
No, this is
okay.
I think what it is certain books have so the naughty list
blank backs.
So it says here some remarks on the naughty list back covers. So the naughty list variants will have blank back covers that he did remarks on. So that will be freaking awesome. And then a lot of people have been asking, well, here you go. Here's a lot of people have been asking about the what's up with the quote unquote unholy grails for this. Well, they're not unholy grails. They are 25 days of Krampus tickets. So it's kind of like an advent calendar. And I think it's super cool. This is what they're going to look like. And be on the lookout for that 1-on-1 graded comic book. As of right now, I think the people who have pulled grails should be seeing something heading their way soon. If you have called in and your ticket rode into Keen Spot, the grails have returned from CGC and are being sent out.
I didn't know the grails were going to be graded. I didn't know that.
They're all graded.
Oh.
Yeah, actually I can show them to you. Let me go ahead and bring this up. So what he did is he had them graded by CGC. He sent CGC. So they made, I think he said they made 5 of each, and they sent all of them to CGC. And then he had CGC grade the best one, and then he's destroying the other 4. So that way they're all graded. All right, here we go.
Excellent.
Yeah, right? That's a big deal. Let's see if I can find this. And I'm gonna try and bring back the Discord a little bit in the future here. It's not completely dead server, but it's not as happening as it used to be. But we're gonna get back into utilizing it a little bit more. Let me go ahead and go here.
I missed the after shows. Those were fun.
Yes, yeah, the after shows. Yeah, they're a lot of fun. I think somebody posted it in the Discord, picture of all the grails. See if I can find this. Hmm. Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking.
Hey, I got a question for you, Brian, and I haven't heard you talking about it, and I haven't been unbusy enough to dig into it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when Rob Liefeld was bitching about the top 20 list and Youngblood not making where he thought it should be based off of sales,
Mm-hmm.
and what was that list, and where did Mark Spears land on that list?
Say that again.
So Rob Liefeld's complaining that he doesn't think the top 10 was indicative of what the actual top 10 bestsellings were, and he wanted adjustment for Youngblood #1 to be at number 9, I think, on that top 10 list instead of down in the bottom 20. But my question is where did Mark Spears land on that list? I haven't had a chance to watch Rob's podcast on that.
I didn't see it either. That's a great question.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either. So here are the Grails. These are awesome.
Oh, wow.
Right? So
yeah.
You know, they're the covers with like something extra, right? This is different color, and he put the like the coloring, and of course it's signed with a balloon.
Yep.
There's that one.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Colors are key on this.
Yep. That one. I love the black and the red on the.
Yep. I mean, these are legitimately one of ones.
One of ones. Yep. Legitimate one of one.
Oh, wow. That green and the blue is just sexy as hell.
Look at that. One of one.
Yeah. Nice. Gorgeous.
Uno of Uno. So good.
Oh, I dig that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
The best one is
hats
the
off to
Helvis.
Mark Spears.
Yeah. The best one is the Helvis. There it is. That is so fucking good right there.
Yeah.
I want that one the most. That like I would if I had enough money to spend on a comic book. What
are people speculating that these are going to hit on the market?
I don't know, man.
I mean, they've got to exceed, like, is it like 15 G's, like the top of a Mark Spears book?
Yes. I agree. I think they got to
have to hit
the top.
20, 25. They've got to hit 20 or 25 each.
Yeah, I would hope so. I wouldn't sell. I don't know if I would sell it right away. I might wait. I don't know. But to me,
I just took in a collection that has the entire run and the A, B, C, and D cover of every issue.
Man.
Of Monsters?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
That's a score right there. That's a score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim Brandt says mine should arrive tomorrow. Well, you should come on the show, Tim. If you get it tomorrow, jump on the Wednesday night show and show it off. I would love to see it.
Yeah.
And I know we have two Unholy Grail owners in the chat right now, Tim and Lord Zero.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Congrats.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, how many did you have to open?
Lord Zero said he opened around 200, and I don't know how many Tim has opened total. Yeah. So
that's not too bad. 200.
I've still got a nice stack of sealed ones. I'm gonna just have to bust them out one of these days and just rip them,
dude.
Well, I had a friend who owns an online business, and he was wondering how long do you have to redeem?
It's until Mark dies. Mark has said,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Mark said as long as he's around, he'll accept.
That's great. Unlike the card companies out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an expiration date on those. Yeah. I can never remember
Sometimes-
that word. What is that word? God damn it.
What's it mean?
What is it called that they have that you get in the packs?
Redemption card.
Redemption. Thank you. I
Yeah.
can never remember redemption.
Yeah.
So
But
That's it's kind of ironic that you don't know redemption, and you're one of the best purveyors of it.
yeah, cannabis.
Cheers.
Thank you.
they,
Cheers.
They
yes.
they need to. Didn't some people send their things in and they got something else? They didn't get what they won. It was expired.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just that. Sometimes they put the redemption in there before they've gone to the person and gotten the card signed. So then they give you a possible different one.
Yeah,
oh, this is equal.
Yeah, so remember I pulled back when Wander Franco was, the second coming before he came.
Yeah.
I pulled a numbered to 75 rookie auto of his, and obviously they can't get it. So they, what they sent me instead? An Ozzy Albies rookie auto.
Who?
Mini card.
Oh.
Exactly.
Who?
Exactly.
Yeah. Ouch.
I was so pissed. I mean, So
I
again,
do not deal in new sports for this reason.
And that's a perfect example of look at the blind bag stuff. So that was one of the things that of the five major, there's five probably moments that caused me to quit collecting cards, right? That being one of them. A perfect example of, a lot of people out there don't like blind bags. They just, fuck blind bags. I'll never buy them. Well, there's got to be a reason for that. They felt like they've been screwed at some point. If they had a good experience, they would feel opposite, right? So that's why what Mark is doing is so good, because the vast majority of the people who have gotten these blind bags or, it's been a good experience. It's been fun.
I've said it before, and I'll say it 100 times until somebody fucking shows me up. Mark Spears added so much extra value to every one of these blind bags.
Yeah.
And nobody else is figuring out how to do it maximum effort.
Well, I think the ultimate bags are going to be huge because they had
If your character looks like
20
they
or
just don't
30
fit in the scene, you can.
Sorry about that.
Right?
Go ahead.
They got 20 or 30 different artists to do
20
sketches.
But
There's going to be like 600.
But when you open 100 bags of that, you're going to have one of 5 different covers or however many they have. Yeah. If you are Lord Zero and open 200 ultimate bags, you're going to get 40 of every one of those covers, and you might not get one of those sketches.
Right.
What are you going to do with 40 copies of each of 5 variants? You're going to dump them because they're worthless.
Yeah.
Whereas if you open 200, Lord Zero in the chat, read it out, Brian, because I can't read the chat. How many different covers did you get other than the one with the Holy Grail ticket?
He's got.
I got to believe he got 50. Okay, so he got every cover.
Yeah. He's got every
That's
one.
That's the difference. That's the difference. It's all the difference. Yeah, some people got 5 of the same cover or 2 of the same cover. If they, 10 of the same cover, but Lord Zero got every cover and Unholy Grail. No one is going to be able to say that with ultimate blind bags.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I think the ultimate blind bags.
You know what blind bags drop tomorrow?
Which ones?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That's going to be very interesting. Very interesting. That one.
How many different covers? What's the chases?
I bought
What's
10.
The cost?
I bought 10 because I had like 8 people subscribe to it. So I bought 2 extra, which I'm sure will sell tomorrow morning. But I didn't care.
All right, here we go.
Just to let you know, also, Brian, I've got
excited me
10%
like
warning on my phone. So FYI, if I lose you, I'm out.
All right. So here's the blind bag. Here's what you can get. So
Okay, three
Let me
different
see what it
covers
says here.
so far.
It says a start of a new storyline with issue 13 and almost start of artists to celebrate, offering fans a special blind bag variant that will give them a chance to collect any of the incredible covers. So there's that.
That's the cover of the blind bag. The first one is what the blind bag looks like.
Yeah. Right there.
Okay, got it.
That's
No,
the
the
first
one above that.
Yeah, that's what the blind bag
The
looks
green
like.
one.
The back
Yeah.
looks like that, and then that's the first one. Okay. Oh, that's
Clayton
kind of
Crane.
good.
That looks unfinished to me, man. That one's good. That one's okay. Looks unfinished. I mean, this isn't anything special so far.
No,
You can get a
Virgin.
1 in 100 Raza first cover appearance of a new villain. That could be good.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I like that. How they're
Yeah.
advertising that. That's a good. But other than that, what else is in
That's
there?
it.
That's it.
That's it.
Mark Spears did 95 different covers for Monster and the Wolf.
Yeah, no autographs, no sketches, no remarks,
Mic
nothing.
I mean, I'm sure they put a few things in there that we don't know about yet and we'll uncover, but it's no 95 different covers. It's not.
There's no It doesn't make you want to buy that. I don't think.
Man,
What was the artist that did?
Go ahead.
What was the artist that did that amazing Last Ronin cover for James at Hive?
Aaron Bartling.
Yeah. Do you see one that's on that level?
So it says here, dude, 100,000 orders on this. It doesn't say what a way. Like
See, this kind of thing is what's going to kill blind bags.
Yes.
12 different covers.
A
couple chases.
The only hits are the ratios. Blind bag exclusive. You can get a 1 in 25 or a 1 in 100 exclusive that you can only get in the blind bags.
So there's going to be, hold on, just do the math real quick. There's going to be 400 of the 1 in 25s, right? Is that my math right?
Yeah, 100,000.
Or
yes.
Right? And then there's going to be 100 of the 1 in 100.
Yep.
No, there's going to be 1,000 of the 1 in 100.
Yeah. So it'd be
and 4,000 of the 1 in 25. If I did a limited edition 4,000 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, I'd be eating those and using them to heat my house.
Yeah.
So, and the other thing is that I only got 10, right? If I get a 1 in 100, if one of my customers gets a 1 in 100, that means somebody who bought a lot more than me will get none.
Yeah, this is not how we do this, guys. Mark Spears showed you how to do this, and you don't want to pay attention to him. That's fine.
Well, listen, I think that it's hard when you don't offer those extra hits. If you're just putting in ratios as the hits, I can get those by buying them on eBay or getting you can get anything but buying on eBay. So that's a stupid comment, but I could get those by just going into my comic store and saying, "Hey, I want one of the ratios." Save me a ratio.
There are. Am I wrong? There are like limited edition 500 of some turtle variants.
Yes.
That are literally going to be twice as rare.
Yes.
As the best book you can pull from these blind bags.
Yeah.
How much are the blind bags?
They're $6.99. They're
okay. That's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
That's good. You know what book surprised me at the price? So Dark Souls just came out last week.
Yeah.
It was a $5.99 book. It's a video game.
Okay. Just making sure. Sorry.
Yeah. So Dark Souls comic came out. It's a new, because they've made other Dark Soul comics.
Yeah.
The regular edition was $5.99. They did a foil version and it looked really cool, so I ordered it. I didn't even look at the price. They're $15.99. They're $15.99. I'm gonna own those books until I close my store.
It's a giant cash grab right now.
Clutch says there are other blind bag exclusive covers in there. So what do you mean, Clutch? Like there's other covers they haven't mentioned? Or are you talking about, because there are, we mentioned that the Raza cover and the Zerdy cover you can only get in the blind bags. So those are two covers that you can only get in the blind bags, if that's what you mean. He said, PRH emailed me yesterday because I didn't order any. See, like, it's just, oh man, that's a bummer. That's a real bummer.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. And that's unfortunately what's gonna, like you said, Dennis, it's gonna cause the blind bag issue.
If there were secret ones, then they should have showed blank covers and go, you can get this, but by not telling people, we're supposed to guess or,
Yeah. So there is a 1 in 250 Nakayama that is in this too.
Okay, so 1 of 400. Let's just do the math.
There's a 1 in 400. 1 in 250 Nakayama full art, which is a 1 in 250, a 1 in 100 by Raza, and a 1 in 25. So these three you can only get in the blind bags.
Right, but there's 400 of them. That's not that's not rare.
You're right. I get it. You're right. Yeah, that's not rare. It isn't. You got to have, and it would be so easy to listen. Here's another person that has set the example. Clutch is in the chat. What are you doing? Turtles sketch covers is such an easy get. You could go to one con and get.
I did Turtles 1 sketch cover for Detroit Fanfare in 2011. Okay, those things still hold their value because it's Turtles 1 IDW, and it's a sketch cover that you can take up to Kevin Eastman anytime and he'll sketch on it.
Yeah, how many Kevin Eastman stuff can you throw in there? Signed Kevin Eastman. Like you got man, they could have gone and gotten a bunch of really cool Turtles sketch covers done and put them in like Clutch does on his comic packs,
Yep.
Man, that's a bummer. Well,
oh, by the way, Clutch, one of my friends pulled one of the 1 of 1 comic clipped Invincible cards out of a GameStop pack.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
I
really
sold
cool.
all my full-size boxes of Invincibles. I was able to get 3 cases. I sold every single one. And now I have just blasters. I have about, I think, 10 blasters of the first. So those, like guys were buying them from me so they could bust them on whatnot.
Did you guys happen to see the podcast with Christine Merkler of Lunar Distribution?
No.
There's a podcast.
Is that the girl who loves me?
Yeah.
No, that's a different one. Yeah, she doesn't like me either.
So she said when she was asked how she heard about the Diamond bankruptcy, she said, I was in the dentist chair the day it happened, and that's a perfect place for it, right? My phone keeps buzzing. I always have it on silent, but it keeps buzzing. And I thought that's really weird. And then I look at my, my watch, and Cameron's calling me, and Cameron lives in Memphis. I live in New Haven, where the warehouse is. And I was like, why does he keep calling me? And I said, do you mind if I take a minute to take this call? And he goes, Diamond filed Chapter 11. And I go, are you fucking kidding me? So what a perfect place to find out about the hell you're about to go through for the next couple months, for the next year in the dentist
Diamond
chair.
owed them like like 500,000, right? Or $1 million, something like that.
Oh my gosh. That's
because they were
crazy.
sub-distributing DC Comics.
Yeah.
Diamond was sub-distributing DC Comics for Lunar to their customer base. Emmet, you were buying DC through Diamond at that time, right? Because they were giving you the better discount.
Yeah, originally before they stopped doing it, I started with UCS, which was Midtown.
It's actually
Midtown,
It's actually a really good interview. If you guys get a chance, go check it out. It's
Send the
called,
link in our group chat so I can watch it later.
Off Panel Podcast is what it's called. And you know, she mentions Michael Calero and Massive and you know, that type of stuff, what happened with that. And I think we're gonna try and have Mike jump on tomorrow on Wednesday's show. They got a big announcement they're gonna make. So hint, hint, you guys come hang out with us tomorrow night on the Wednesday night show. But
Hey,
yeah,
Brian, I've got to wrap up because I'm at literally 5% and I'm going to lose you here. Guys, chat.
Take care.
Catch you later. Bye.
Later, brother. So yeah, you know, I think that's going to be interesting show tomorrow night. So come hang out with us, all you what pinup apocalypse fans, I'll say. So, all right, you had some interesting pickups this week, Emmet.
Yeah, I did. I don't have any pictures of so just real quick about another pivot. It won't be in my store, but I've started another business that I'm doing it. And I went to 35 vendors at a middle school in a college town, and it was all vintage clothing.
Ooh.
And it was fucking packed. You couldn't get another person in this gymnasium. They were digging through everything. Cash was flying, and I was just so excited. I was like, I have all of this stuff. Because I buy when somebody dies and the house gets cleaned out, I buy everything. So
well, what's crazy about this is we talk about vintage clothing a lot over here, and what a great pivot it is for LCSs to have.
When you get comic shirts and stuff like that. But
oh
like,
my God, man! But
everything,
sometimes you catch luck and you find Larry Bird's rookie warm-up jacket at a Goodwill.
That's insane.
So where did all the stock come from, Emmet? Was it just a bunch of people like doing like they would bring all their stuff and do a sale?
So
okay.
The vendors came from hundreds of miles away. One of them was as far as Virginia, Connecticut, New York City. And they all came up. It's upstate New York, a place called New Paltz. It has like a college. The college is like a nursing and art school. And it was packed all day long too. And there was like 30 people waiting for the doors to open.
Wow.
It was crazy. I scored some great stuff, but
like what'd you get? What'd you buy there? Like just cheap stuff that you can flip or?
No, this was all for me. So I got a Levi's Woolly, if you know what that is.
Yeah.
It's a denim jacket, but I got it in beige, and it has the white wool inside, the thick wool. $40, which is killer. You usually can't get it for less than 100 on eBay. I got a pair of Levi jeans that have like leather accents. They made them for like it was a collaboration. They sell for $100. I got them for $20.
Wow.
And then this guy had a bunch of upcycled stuff where he had put like sleeves on sweatshirts and from flannels. So he just mixed up all kinds of stuff, and he did some screen printing over shirts, and I bought some of his stuff. But yeah, I mean, dude, and I got my granddaughter went with me, and I got her a Vietnam era pilot's jacket.
Oh, that's cool.
With all the patches.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she was all thrilled. So yeah, it was good times. But
all right.
A lot of dough, man. A lot of dough.
Talk about this collection that you picked up.
All right. So this guy was in a band. Well, so I got some sports memorabilia and some music memorabilia. And this was in the sports memorabilia. This is the Daily News from when the Mets won the World Series in '69. It's not in perfect condition, but somebody's going to want it. It's not a ton of money either, but
yeah, it's
cool.
All
these little things add up.
Yeah.
I bought the whole thing for $1,000, and this is a $200 item. If it was in better condition, I'd want a lot more, but it comes with, it's the Wayne Gretzky overtime hockey, but the person had a team change. So you could change to the New Jersey Devils. It had the Zamboni, and it also has the glass and the penalty boxes to add to the regular set. So it was all these extras that you could buy separate when that came out in 1990.
That's so
And
cool.
so, yeah, it's really cool item. And then he had two. These are, if you can see, that's a bookcase. The Jake and Elwood Blues from the Blues Brothers. Jake is 3.5 feet tall, and Elwood is 48 inches. So they're pretty big, and they were in the collection. Plus a bunch of other memorabilia. He had a bunch of Groucho Marx dolls, and yeah, all those music bobbleheads. They're different. They're not Funkos either. They're like
Old school.
like the ones you get, from like the baseball stadium.
Yeah.
Same kind of ceramic, in really good. And that's Keith Richards in the back. So yeah, that's that was all in that. And then I got a comic collection today. And
nice.
that is, it's hard because of my stupid background. It's going to be hard to see. Let me see. I'll get it right there. We go. So it is Strange Tales 130, 135.
135.
Yeah, and it is the first Hydra, first Shield, and Nick Fury becomes the agent of Shield. It's about a 3, but even at that, it's good money. But collections are coming in. Like, I also, in that music collection, I got like 1,250 CDs.
Wow.
At $3 a piece. And there's some that I had to put on eBay. He had like a jazz set that goes for like $200.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a lot. Like, in everything, there is little honeypots. That you
Yeah.
can find.
Yeah, totally.
In CDs, in DVDs, in I just sold my last Cell Block H video. I bought them for 25 cents a piece. The cheapest one went for $20, and I had 80 of them.
Wow.
And the really sought after ones went for 60 a piece.
What are those?
So it was a television show from Australia. You could watch it in New York on, like, I think Channel 9 back in the 70s or early 80s. And it's basically female guards and female prisoners. And it was like Orange is the New Black back then.
Gotcha.
Right. And so there's a lot of femdom kind of stuff. It's very, very soft, though.
Yeah.
Just suggested. So yeah, and it's never, I don't think it's been reprinted. So if anybody wants it, they have to pay for it through the nose on eBay. And
I was telling Emmet before the show, it's crazy what things will sell for. I'm putting up a bunch of stuff on eBay right now. I've been just putting crazy, I feel like I'm constantly putting stuff on eBay right now, but I put up this old school Crossman pellet gun, I think from like the 50s or 40s or something like that. And it sold for $200,
Yeah.
Like, you never know. You can see how bad the box is, just tore up, but you never know what something's going to sell for. And $200 right there. Boom. So, why do you think it? So here's the funny thing. Is this how it is every year around this time? Collections just come pouring in because people want to,
they need Christmas money.
Christmas money.
And it's stuff they're not looking at or using anymore. And they're like, I've had people also been like, people bring me in 4 comics and they're like, yeah, I need some Christmas money. I'm like, well, if these were like the 4 best comics.
Yeah.
Like, some guy brought me in Pirates of the Caribbean, and it's on like they're Joe Boxer comics. So they don't even like get distributed to actual regular comic shops.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe at best on the internet, somebody who wants to get Pirates of the Caribbean comics, maybe 10 a piece, like, and that's a stretch.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's like, I was wondering if I could get any real money. I'm like, I'm not even going to make an offer because it would be embarrassing.
Yeah.
For you.
Yeah.
For bringing them.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that happens.
Or 2
a lot.
baseball cards out of their pocket. Hey, I've got a 2002 Derek Jeter You know,
Yeah.
I just tell them I buy collections. I don't buy onesies and twosies.
Well,
Yeah, I only buy collections.
here's something interesting. Now you guys are fighting with GameStop because people are, GameStop had that famous that thing where you can trade anything in there, and there was some funny stories and memes.
The most you can get is $5 for it, though.
Really?
That's their yeah.
What a
So
waste!
if you brought them a boar's head, like a taxidermy, they said they would take taxidermy, but the maximum you can get is $5.
Oh my gosh, what a waste!
Yeah.
Well, they're working with PSA with the grading companies now, right? Aren't they grading through
Oh,
PSA?
yeah. How great is that? Maybe they'll get all 9s, and oh wait, they were 10s.
So here's the craziness, and I'm sure Dennis
It's all a
wishes
scam.
Dennis,
Corporations are involved. It's all a fucking scam.
this is something that Dennis really wishes he was here for. Because did you hear about the CGC stuff?
I didn't.
CGC is raising its prices to match PSA. Okay. Now, a couple things
Does
about
PSA
this.
charge the 4%?
They charge more. So,
So on the estimated value, they're still charging more money for that.
Let me see here. All right. CGC announces to raise prices. Here we go. CGC has announced that as of January 6th, consumers will see a price increase for their grading services across the board. The increase includes cards, comics, video games, as well as VHS. Although the change takes effect January 6th, the information provided by CGC says that those who have entered a submission online prior to that date will still get the lower rate. So the increase.
So they're looking for a big push.
Yeah.
That's the other thing is this increase is going to force people to send stuff in now.
Yeah.
Which they won't get back into the middle of next year.
The bulk grading service, which requires a 25 minimum submission, was $14, and after January 6th, it'll be $15. But when you look at the higher tiers, like the standard tier service, the price will go up from $45 to $55. So, yeah, this is. Here's the thing about this that's a big problem, though. Okay, they're doing this right to combat PSA. Says here, on January 6th, CGC will update some of its services and fees, comics book, cards, video games, and home video collectibles, including CGC Signature Series and JSA services. The new fees apply to all online submission forms completed after January 6th, and they're doing it to combat PSA, right? But here's the thing, CGC, you don't have to. Because PSA is fucking it up on their own. You could have left your stuff the same and still not have to worry about it because so many people are going to come back to CGC because there's PSA is fumbling the ball. Not only have we heard all the problems over the last couple months now, big submission groups, right? Card shops that take submissions are starting to say, nope, we're not going to grade with PSA anymore. This is Bleacher Bum Cards says, this is a message I never expected the need to write, but after much consideration, I feel it's the only way forward given the current circumstances. Given the recent controversy surrounding what the PSA offers program, their ongoing extreme processing delays and inconsistent, inexplicable grading results and poor customer service, Bleacher Bum Cards has decided to halt the intake of any future PSA group submissions until further notice. After a 5+ year dealer relationship with PSA that included the submission of nearly 17,000 items across over 450 submissions, it has become apparent that the only way any of the issues listed above, among others, will ever be addressed or solved is to send a message via the only language they seem to speak, money. By no means is our dealer account their largest or even close, but we are going to put our money where our mouth is and send that business to other grading companies who respect their customers, deliver consistent, timely results, and who continue to value their own integrity over the unquenchable desire to add the next dollar to the bottom line. Ooh. All cards, tickets, and autographs that are already in our possession are intended for PSA submission will be entered and shipped in the coming days. Any new drop-offs can be designated for submission to SGC, CGC, JSA, or Beckett. We have not yet determined if future submitters will be made to PSA autograph. So this is one of
But
many.
SGC is PSA.
Yeah, they are, which is a bummer. But here's the thing. This is one of many large submitting groups that are going to start doing this. Yeah, they're going to start, and they're right. That's how it works here. You got to hit them where the it hurts, and that's in the pocketbook.
So if you go to Tag, now they only go back to 1989. So, I mean, that puts a lot of people out. But if you're doing any trading cards, like Magic or Pokemon, I did all my stuff in Tag. Every card is the same price. There's no percentages for all the cards over $1,000. It's mostly AI that does it. There is some human contact, but they don't do any of the grading. And I was very happy. And man, it looks like you're getting a freaking Rolex watch. When you get it, it's in a bag inside of a box, inside of another soft bag. It's crazy.
Well, they do use AI, right? AI to grade their stuff.
Yeah, and then they have QR codes that on it. You just shoot the QR code, and you can see the card that you see the QR code right next to the number.
Yep.
They look beautiful. That white on the plastic. And it's inside. It's not a piece of paper that can get moisture or anything.
Huh.
And they're cheaper.
Well, here's the thing. None of this matters until secondary price sales match PSA levels, right? So
Right.
I would love to know.
But who's going to get stuck with all this PSA when it takes a shit, when they figure out it's all been a scam?
Mm-hmm.
You saw the one where this is all coming from that guy who put it and went viral.
Mm-hmm.
Where they said they were all 9s.
Yep.
And then after he clicked, "Hey, pay me out," they switched to 10s.
Yep.
That's craziness, man.
Yeah. And now
if they're selling it, you're paying, but can't they just regrade it a 10?
What do you mean?
So instead of like them making their computer made a mistake, they could just offer for you to buy it back, and then when they buy it, just reholder it in as a 10.
Yeah, that's basically what they did.
Yeah, but he was able to see the computer as soon as he sold it back. It switched Gem Mint 10.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're saying that they haven't said anything yet, but people are saying, oh, it's probably just a computer glitch. But that's fine if it was just a computer glitch, but it brings up it doesn't look good. One, the optics are terrible on that. And two, it basically is like you said, well, how do we know they're not doing that? And
they're not just going, oh, look at these. Well, just grade them an 8. They'll definitely sell them back to us, and then we'll pop them out as 10s.
And when we were talking about it on Drama Alert on Saturday, Solo Wookie brought up a good point where he said, it's going to be interesting to see if more people that have had this happen to them come out of the woodworks and now are willing to talk about it. Like, hey, I noticed it happen on my stuff. And are more people going to go back and look and see that their cards were, that you sold back to them ended up grading higher. You know what I mean? Or is PSA like really quickly trying to change everything so that they can't go and see them?
And you know that every time there's a 9.8 on a certain book or a 10 on books, it waters down the ones that are already out. So the value actually should go down because there's more available, and not go up. So are they forcing these down now. Like, because I've seen some shit 9.8s, and then I've seen some 9.4s that are way better. Like the grading is so inconsistent. How everybody swears by this shit, I have no idea.
Yeah, that is one of the biggest problems is to me is the inconsistency in grading.
It's like the card market where it's a big, huge circle jerk.
Yeah.
Like everybody buys the cards and then sells them to the guy they bought them from, who then sells them back to you when the guy gets better. Like it goes round and round. There's no new people really coming into the market with graded, like on these super high end graded cards.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out over the next couple weeks from PSA. Are they going to come out? Are they going to say anything? Because they've really taken a hit in the world of optics right now. They do not look good.
And they just started their comics, and that's not a good look.
They had a straightaway, touchdown run, and they fumbled the ball at like the 5-yard marker. Now, will CGC pick it up and capitalize off of it? It doesn't look like it after they came out and announced that they're raising their prices. That's your first realization that they're stupid and they're not going to capitalize.
I don't understand why. Well, I don't know. I guess the technology is not good enough for Tag to go back. They can't get enough of the program to like even move it back to like, oh, now we're going to go back to 1980.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go back to 1970. That's the only thing holding them up. But they should be grabbing as much of this new market as possible with all these problems.
Well, so here's the problem. You can never do AI grading in the comic market. You just can't.
No, because they can't look at every page.
Yep, you got it.
But are they looking at every page? As many books as they have to grade, are they looking at every page? Fuck no. So you're just really grading the cover, and they're moving on.
Yeah.
And no two graders grade the same. And you have a good day, you have a bad day. Maybe the corporation says no more 9.8s for, Miles Morales first appearance. No more 9.8s. Just doesn't happen.
Well, that's the problem. Like, I don't want them to start doing shit like that because then that defeats the whole purpose. It needs to be
exactly.
There needs to be the rules, and it's too back to the beginning of this conversation. It's too subjective, right? It's whoever is doing it. That's why the tag stuff, the AI grading on cards is such a great thing because you take out the human element, right? With emotion and how they feel at that moment.
Also, your bosses can't tell you to grade a certain way.
Yes.
Like when your job depends on you, on grading.
Yeah, we just got a Superman book in that we need you to grade at a 9.0, okay, buddy? We need it to be the number 1 on the census.
Yeah.
And I don't want to,
because it's going to Heritage.
I don't want to say that that's what they're doing, but that's what people are thinking, right? That's what people are thinking.
You were saying it earlier, the optics.
Yeah, they look terrible. They look really bad.
I sent a book to an auction house, which I know does a lot of business with CGC, and I know that book was a 6.5. I've been dealing with books. It came back a 7.5. The whole point. And I didn't have it pressed, and I didn't have it cleaned, and it didn't perform anyway. Because it didn't look like a 7.5.
Three Rivers brings up a good point. He says, when your competitor's price is higher in a market that relies on quality, you raise your price to their level so your product does not appear inferior to customers. Yeah. But here's the thing. I get that, but with comic grading, they have such a foothold on the market that I don't know if that really matters, right? At this point. Does people?
It always matters.
It does.
It always matters.
Yeah.
It always matters because if you're shopping and you're like, why are they $10 cheaper?
Yeah, but
do they not do as good a job as the holder? Not as good, and the holder isn't as good.
No, it's not.
They're raising their price for an inferior product.
For an inferior product. Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. The only thing that CGC has for it right now is I think their product looks better. It's not.
Mhm.
It's. I
The
don't think.
labels much
Yeah,
nicer.
the labels look better, and the secondary market sales. Like that is the number one thing. If my comic gets graded by this people, I can sell it for the most money.
But here's the thing is that how many do they have to buy to fix that? Now, how many do they have to buy back to fix the market?
What do you mean? How many do they have to buy back?
So when a CGC 9.8 goes up of a book that hasn't been up in a while in it, or one that's up all the time, or that there's been a bunch of PSA sales of, the next time a CGC goes up, we'll pay $100 more than.
Oh, you think that they're doing that? That they're shilling for themselves?
Oh, absolutely. All the auction houses do it. Like that's why people yell like, yeah, there's a lot of flippers that are making a lot of money on this through eBay and other things. And shops complain about it not being a fair, because this is why. It's because all these other people who've come into the market, like CGC, and yes, I have the opportunity to use CGC or PSA or anybody and sell my books for that high amount. But it's all fake.
I don't know. There's such a big part of me that just doesn't want to believe that they're wasting their time shilling books. Maybe the
They're
bigger
not wasting.
books.
That's not a wasting their time.
Well,
It's not a waste of their time to make CGC sell at higher amount. Then everybody feels that I should get my books because they get the highest amount. Only if you're going to sell it tomorrow. I tell my customers that I don't care if you grade your books. I don't care what you do with them when you buy them, once you buy them from me. But if you grade it today and you don't sell it for 20 years, one, the book, if you had it pressed, won't look like that in 20 years. Even though it's sealed away, that paper will begin to go back to its form before pressing. And then it may not be, that company may not even be in business.
Well, I want to see what happens when they start getting these books in and how they handle it. And for those of you guys that can't see the screen right now, what I'm talking about is Absolute Batman #1 was the way it was printed is even the variants, whether that's retailer exclusive variants,
Whatever,
or A or B through D covers,
yep,
all have the A cover underneath. So they basically have two covers. So what people are doing is they're ripping off that top cover because the A cover is selling better than 90% of all the other covers out there. And when you do that, you have a chance of messing up the staples, right? You're taking space out and the staples are going to look wonky. So I want to find, it's going to be very interesting to see how grading companies handle that. And it's going to be very interesting to see how CGC handles it. Now, if I was CGC, I would come out and say like, hey, if we see that this is happening, we're going to ding it, but
it's going to be hard though, because staples can be wonky even on a,
yeah,
it's going to be difficult to prove unless there's any paper left over. And do you think they're going to take the time? They don't take the time now.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like we also have to say I think for the majority of books, do they take the time? And every once in a while we get outliers and that's what we bitch about. Or is the product that they're putting out just completely inferior at this point?
There's such a big machine now that they can't spend that time on it. They need to keep burning through all these books because they're a big operation now, and they have to do, because they're owned by BlackRock and Vanguard, they have to do 15% more every year.
Mm-hmm.
That was the whole, we're going to do 9 9s and 10s now. So, send all your 9 8s back in, get them regraded, pop your 9 8s out and have them pressed and cleaned, a 9 8 pressed and cleaned, try to get a 9 9 or a 10.
Yep.
So also their populations are completely fucked. They're completely
Their pop
meaningless.
reports.
Their pop reports are completely meaningless because so many people. Red Hood has like the stack of all
Labels.
the ones that, all those
Yeah,
labels.
they should.
If you
They
don't
should
send them back in.
They should offer a rebate program with the labels. Like, if
Absolutely.
you have your old labels, we'll give you a quarter for each label, or $1 off your next shit.
That wouldn't move it. It'd have to be. We'll give you 25% off.
No, I
you
think
already bought. You already bought fucking grade.
I think if they said, "Hey, we'll give you $1 off your next grading fees for
It's
each label that you give
$45.
us," I think that's great. I don't think that's
it's
bad.
enough to motivate people.
I don't know. There's people that
25% off would be.
That's too much. I think that's way too much for one label. If you send in one label, you're going to give them 25% off.
But they already paid full price once. They're grading the book twice.
Yeah.
If not them, somebody else did, right? So they already got money for that book once. They're going to get money for that book twice. How many people have sent books in multiple times?
Oh, tons.
So, like, I buy an 8.5 that needs a pressing. It presses it, get it to an 9.2. The guy who buys it at 9.2 thinks he can make it a 9.6 or a 9.8.
People are asking why would they buy it back? They would buy it back to make sure that their
population's correct.
Is correct. I mean, that's the whole. What do they call that? Not quality, but integrity on your pop report. Yeah. You want your pop report to have integrity, and if you don't know that how many times a book has been popped out and regraded, that means your pop reports are off. Oh, I get you. Zabit says, no, I mean, why would they buy back at 25%? Yeah. 25% I think is crazy. I think a dollar.
I don't think you're motivated to send it back for $1.
I'll tell you what. I bet you Red Hood would jump over the moon if they said they were going to give him $1 for each one of those stacks. Because he's probably got a stack of what, 100 of them, 50 of them.
Yeah, but that's an outlier. Your regular guy at home has the one book he wants to send back in.
But your regular guy at home is not the people we're talking about. Your regular guy at home aren't the people that are cracking and sending books. It's your flippers, your pressers, your big retailers. Those are the guys that are causing the problem in the pop report. I don't think you have to worry about the one-offs.
They're probably causing the problem in the pop report for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't think you could send in like four tags and get a free one.
Yeah.
Right? It's 25% off once.
Yeah. Very interesting. We'll see how it all plays out.
I don't understand how people say all the time that comics are very expensive at $4.99 and then buy it at $4.99 and then spend $25 to $40 to grade the fucking thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the only reason to grade things is if you're going to sell it. I've been thinking really long about that of like, should I get a lot of my PC graded? And I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'd rather have my PC ungraded until the point that I do sell it.
Right.
So
because you don't know who the leader is going to be when you go to sell it. We see the leaderboard change all the time. CGC, PSA, cards is PSA.
I don't think so. I think the leaderboard has been. I don't think it changes all the time. I think the leaderboard.
No, it doesn't. It
doesn't
change all the time, but it will. And there are going to be more people as they can't produce the items fast enough. When you're talking about 9 months to get your cards back.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Then you're going to see other people get into the market with better systems.
Yeah, the reason that's such a problem, if it takes that long to get your product back graded, you miss out on that window of selling time. And that's not a problem for people that are getting their PC graded or they're just collectors, but flippers and resellers, they live and die by that selling window.
Yeah.
And
so the thing is that if more of the collectors are buying raw books, as we're seeing now, and holding them and not grading them. And the only people that are grading books, and you're probably selling it from one flipper to another. It's becoming like the card game. They're like, oh, like when we watch your report on Wednesdays, you go, oh, that guy got that for a steal. Well, I know a lot of guys that are actually sourcing through Facebook Marketplace and through eBay, sourcing for their store by
Yeah.
people who mislabel stuff, by
Yeah.
people who put it up for bids and started at $1 and they don't end at the right time. Like, I don't have time for that mess following shit like that, but I know a lot of flippers that do. And they're buying graded books to resell the graded book. There are people that are buying them for their collection, but I think they're stopping because, listen, instead of putting that 0 on the end of a book that's a 9.8 and buying it as a 9.8, you could buy it raw and wait until you want to get rid of your books to have it graded. And all that money that you would have spent on grading, you can buy more and better books.
Yeah. I think it's very interesting that we're gonna at some point we got to have a grading wars documentary, right?
Yeah.
And see how the grading stuff. Here's something very interesting. I watch people like Big Leg, who had his that big eBay live sale the other day where he gave away that Secret Wars 9.8. He offers a thing where, like, if it's available time wise, what I mean by that is, like, you only have a certain amount of time to get a book graded under yellow label, but he offers a thing to where if you buy a raw book from him, you can get a add-on to pay to get it graded, right? So which I think is very interesting, and it makes it really easy for those people to get. But for the most part, people are buying, they rather just buy raw books. I think at this point, I'm seeing more and more people change to the raw grading stuff, and it becomes kind of a hassle. And I know people like Mark have talked about that in the past, where, like, he's offered on his Kickstarter, you can get every single cover graded, and that's cool, but it just throws another kink in everything, because then you got people bitching, where are their books, and you have to wait for it to come back from CGC, and they're not getting their Kickstarter books till 6 months after everybody else got their books.
Yep.
So it can become a real big nightmare for people to do that. So there's people that find their niche, like Leg, like Lord Zero says, like Comic Tom or Davis Ryder or Clutch, that offer wanted comics, that offer these. You can buy it right now, and if you want to grade it, add that on for whatever it is, $40 to add to get a yellow label, or $5 to get a blue label.
So are they getting a discount from their grades because they do so much?
No.
Or are they charging the person extra?
Yeah, they charge.
Yeah,
they charge extra.
They charge a handling.
Yeah, I'm sure they're charging, $15 extra or whatever, because I'm doing all the work, which is a lot of fucking work. People don't realize.
No, I wouldn't want to do it for whatever they're making on it.
Yeah.
It's just too much of stress.
Yeah.
And waiting for the books to come back and all that shit, and getting the addresses right so they get shipped to the right place. That's a fucking nightmare, man.
So speaking of Mark and eBay Live, you guys, tomorrow, right before the Wednesday night review, Mark is doing one of his eBay Live sales. 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. It is going to be crazy. He's got some stuff that he is going to start selling on his eBay Live sales that are super rare, that you guys don't know about, that you guys are going to love. Let me give one example, and I'm not saying that nobody knows about this, but you remember the Cobra Commander cover that he did? He's got a version of that, only 100 copies that he's going to be offering. So there's only 100 virgin copies of that are out there. Period. There's only 100. So he's going to be having those. he's at some point on his eBay live sales, he's got stuff like that like, you know, he's been sitting on for a while, and that he's figured out ways to make them super collectible, which he knows his fans like, you know, and the eBay live sales are great places to get Mark. You know, if you're a fan of Mark Spears, that's a great place to, you know, get really cool Mark Spears stuff that you can't get anywhere else. So make sure you guys go check it out. Let me go ahead and do this. Let's take a look. If I go Mark Spears eBay live, let's see here. So here's all his shows. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. You guys go follow these shows. And what you can do is you can hit, so here's the December 1, you can hit the little bell and watch it. Here's the show, December 10th. That's for tomorrow. It's gonna be crazy. So there you guys go. Go give this a follow. Hit the reminder. It'll notify you when it's. We got some guy in the chat that says, "I'm not a fan of Mark's, but I will still be there." Shout out to Mark. Appreciate you, brother. So yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. He's going to also do another one, I believe, the day the winter bag gets released. So that'll be on the 17th that the winter bag gets released. And make sure you guys get those. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, the Winter Horrorland Rip Blind Bag. So this is going to be a big, big deal. I'm so excited for this. I got to lock down my copies. I still haven't locked down my copies, but I'm working on it. And I know a lot of people in the chat have said they got their emails stating that their shipments are going to be on the way. So that's a huge, huge deal. So think about this. The 17th, Mark is going to have an eBay sale, and you might be able to get signed winter blind bag stuff on that eBay live sale. And Mark's being very cool about how he does his autographs. When you get a Mark Spears autograph, it's special. He doesn't sign a lot of stuff, and he doesn't sign very often. So I think it would be one of the coolest things that I want. Mark, if you're listening, one of the cool things that I really, really want from you is to get a signed Halloween bag and a signed winter bag. And I just want to leave them unopened and maybe even frame them. I think it would be cool to have each one of those framed, you know, just the unopened blind bag with the comic still inside, and have Mark sign them, you know. And I'll even have you personalize them, Mark, because I think, listen, I'm so geeked out for these just because of how close, you know, we've been with Mark and having Mark come on the channel, that I feel like I feel very proud when I see Mark do well with these, and Mark doing well, period. I feel proud for him. And I think it would be cool to have a little, you know, tchotchke or memory of these blind bags. And what a perfect thing. Hopefully other people will feel the same way, and maybe that'll become a thing, getting him to sign the blind bags. And, you know, that is a cool thing to have in its own. Like, who wouldn't want to? Here's something. Think about this. Mark, have you ever asked CGC should grade unopened blind bags? That would be crazy. So if CGC would grade unopened blind bags like PSA grades unopened packs, oh man, that could be a major, major thing. So those will be out the 17th. Make sure you check those out. It's going to be a lot of fun. And 25 Days of Krampus are the Wonka tickets in those. And we're going to start a hashtag 25 Days of Krampus. You guys, whenever you open these up and you pull something cool, whether it's like a super rare foil, one of the autographed items, anything cool in there, take a picture or a video of it and tag Beyond Wednesdays, tag Keen Spot, tag Mark Spears, and put hashtag 25 Days of Krampus, and we'll talk about it on all the shows. Anytime that you guys get something cool on those and you tag us, we'll talk about it. And I think it would be cool to see, like, I think you can follow a hashtag, and it'd be cool to see all the people pulling all the cool stuff following that hashtag. So Brian says, I went to Spencer's yesterday, and they have never heard of Mark Spears shirt. Thought it was a band, lol. Well, that's going to change, because soon, I believe shortly, every Spencer's in the country will have Mark Spears shirt, not just certain ones. So they did a little test market, and they sold extremely well. And now they're going, I believe, to every single Spencer's in the market, which is fucking awesome. That's going to be great.
You know, I checked out this product. Somebody sent me a product to check out. And it's, if you want to display your book but not get it graded, it's this company called YC Neo. And they're making like 5 different options. They're 90 to 99% UV protected.
Magnetic enclosure. That's cool. Well, I've seen these before. These come and go. There's all kinds of companies that make these. They're too bulky, man. They're too bulky, and I mean, look how bulky these things are.
Well, it looks like a frame. So if you were putting it on the wall,
it looks like a huge lucite holder for the old school carts. I remember one of my Joe Montana rookies was in one of those lucite holders forever. The big, huge bricks that you would screw down.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Oh, the screw downs, though, they squished cards.
Yeah. And I think this is cool, but I just wish they weren't so bulky. Like,
they make a smaller one for your desk that just has a leg stand.
And
it's smaller. Yeah, like that. Those are the ones you hang on the wall.
Yeah. There are, a bunch of companies that are doing stuff like that. And I think once the right one finds, once they find the right, size and what works, I think it would be cool to have something like thin that has a well in it that's as thick as a comic, but the well, drops, and then it just kind of like a card holder that has the well. That they have these card holders now that you can put, a card in a penny sleeve in, and it drops in the well, and then the top just goes on. So it keeps it it's really, really thin still.
Well, that's what these are. These have a well, and it just has a top that drops on.
They're still
that's
thick.
The frame around the outside. They have one that sits on your desk, which is way thinner. Those ones, that's the cyber ones.
Let's see here. Oh, this is for 2 comics.
Yeah, they're making all kinds of different ones. I was impressed by them, and I thought they're thinner than a graded book for displaying. The other ones with the frame is if you're going to hang them on the wall, and it's like having a framed.
Gotcha. Comic. Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. You know what? I also hope. I wish it was wasn't so thick around the outside, but they probably have to do that. But that's still cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I was impressed.
It would be cool if they can make them big enough and cheap enough that you could put like your favorite books in these and put them, and they fit in one of like the BCW black plastic totes,
Totes, yeah.
Yeah, but the problem is, and like Lewis says,
these are expensive.
Yeah, $25
like
bucks
anything.
a pop.
Yeah.
Wow. And then why would you want to get different color glass? I don't understand that either.
Yeah, I didn't really get that either.
Yeah.
I thought that the clear looked so sharp and looked expensive. Right? Clear lucite in the 70s was like so fucking hot. And it was very expensive to get done because it's hard to get super clear. And the lucite in these is like really clear. Like,
yeah,
I was very impressed by how clear it was. But
yeah, I don't like comics says, what do you mean Mark doesn't sign much? More than 95% on comics on eBay plus slabs, all numbers and comics. I don't know what that means. I figure you're saying that Mark does sign a lot. but based on all the comics on eBay, but Mark doesn't sign a lot. He only goes to like 2 or 3 cons a year.
Yeah.
And you're lucky if in that same year that he does 2 or 3 comics signings. He doesn't sign hardly at all. It just, that's just the fact of the matter. Most creators will, that are like, hot, will go to every con that they can. At every con.
Once you're hot.
Yeah. Yep. And
he skipped San Diego and New York. I missed him at both.
Yeah. So 2 cons a year, maybe 2 stores. That's it. All right. Anything else you can think of this week, man? You got anything?
No, I got nothing else.
What do we got going on? Tomorrow night, it's going to be a cool show. I'm hoping that Tim Brandt gets his Unholy Grail in. If he does, we're going to have him come on the show and show it off. We're going to have Adam and Michael Calero on tomorrow to talk about Pinup Apocalypse. They got a special thing they're doing for Christmas. So Andrew Tarasoff and Sveta Shabina fans, you're not going to miss tomorrow's show. And then Thursday, I will have a big Whatnot sale. Sunday, I have a big eBay Live comic sale. And Monday, a big eBay Live card sale. So go give those a follow. Yeah. Appreciate everybody that supports Beyond Wednesdays. We love you guys. I'm going to be working on some cool stuff that are coming out all next year. This year has been a whirlwind of a year. And the 3rd year of Beyond Wednesdays, I always told myself, after year 3, Beyond Wednesdays needs to start making money so it pays for itself. And that is the plan next year. But I'm going to do it in a way, you guys, that hopefully doesn't look cheesy. And what I mean by that is it would be very easy for me to be like, oh, we're going to open up promotions and we're going to open up sponsorships. And then I just become a shill for every sponsor that, works with us. And that's just not me and never was me. But I still am going to figure out a way that works for us at Beyond Wednesdays as a brand, and you as the consumer and as the customer and as the community at Beyond Wednesdays. So that'll be a big deal in 2026 as the growth of the brand continues. We appreciate you guys and we love you guys. We will see you guys next week. Adios.
Take it easy.